Hello everybody, this is Hernan Barsky. Welcome to our tech video series. To this edition of NetPC Tech Video Series, what we're going to talk about today is how to set up and configure your email that is hosted in GoDaddy.com in Microsoft Outlook. The email platform we're going to be configuring today is POP and SMTP. We will not be configuring a hosted exchange today. Couple of things you need to know and have done before you embark on this process is your domain and email should be already hosted and working in GoDaddy.com. You need to know the email address that you want to set up in Outlook. You need to know the password for the email address you want to set up in Outlook. So with that, we're going to start configuring this. We're going to use Outlook 2007. If you use Outlook 2003, 2010, and 2013, the steps should be pretty much the same, even if you use 2011 if you're a Mac user. All the steps and configurations are very, very similar to this. First thing I'm going to do is open up Outlook, double click on Outlook. I have a shortcut on my desktop. When you start Outlook for the first time, Outlook will let you know that you're starting to configure Outlook. So I'm going to click on Next. Outlook is asking me if I would like to configure an email address or an email account actually. I will say Next. And then when you get to this screen, to not complicate my life, I click on this check mark that reads manually configure server settings or additional server types. Once you put a check mark there, all the things on the top are grayed out, so you cannot type anything up here. Next thing to do is click on Next. And what type of email are you setting up? Are you setting up an internet email, which is POP, IMAP, or HTTP, Microsoft Exchange, or some other email? So in this case, we're using POP, so the default is internet email, which is already checked. I will click on Next. And this is where I start entering my information. And this is what you need to know. User information, your name. Your name is what the recipients of your emails will see when you send an email. So in this case, I'm going to type exactly what I want them to see. Okay, you can put whatever you want. You can put your name, your last name, your company name, whatever works. Remember that whatever is there is what they're going to see on their when they receive an email from you. Email address is the email address you want to configure in your Outlook. So I'm going to type the email address I want to configure in this Outlook. Account type, server information, account type. If you click on the drop-down arrow just to see what they have POP3, which is the one we're going to use, IMAP, and HTTP. We're going to use POP3, which is the default. And these two next ones are usually the same for every hosted email account in GoDaddy.com. Hosted email, that is POP. And the incoming mail server is pop.secureserver.net. And for the SMTP is smtpout.secureserver.net. Okay, those two work with pretty much all of the POP hosted accounts for GoDaddy.com. Okay, username. This is pretty much the same thing as your email address. Okay, and these two fields right here that under logon information, the username, which is actually an email address, and the password are the credentials that you need to use to access your GoDaddy account. Okay, because Outlook will go into your GoDaddy account, retrieve the email from your mailbox, and bring it into Outlook. So in this case, the username is the same thing as my email address, and the password is my email password. You have to put, of course, your own. you need to leave a check mark where it says remember password. So otherwise, Outlook will ask you for a password every time you want to access your email. Next, we're going to go to more settings down here. And mail account, type the name of by which you want to refer to this account. And this is in case you're using more than one email account in Outlook. So in this case, I'm going to put something in reference to this account. You can put whatever you want to differentiate this account or this profile in Outlook from any other. And then outgoing server, make sure you put a check mark where it says my outgoing server, SMTP, requires authentication. As soon as you put a check mark there, this use same settings as my incoming mail server is checked. So leave that checked. You need that. You need these two checked like you see them now. Okay. When you click on connection, leave it alone. There's nothing to change there. When you go to advanced, this we need to change a couple of things here. We want to have encrypted email going in and actually coming in and going out, incoming and outgoing. So we are going to change the incoming server and outgoing server ports. So for the incoming server, POP3, it's going to be 995. And we need to put a check mark where it says this server requires an encrypted connection, because once you put 995, that is that's an encrypted port. You need to put SSL. And for outgoing server, instead of 25, which is the default, we're going to put 465. And under the following type of encrypted connection, we're going to change that from none to SSL. And then what I like to do, I usually put a check mark where it says leave a copy of messages on the server, and I'll explain why. Because what Outlook does is that once you open Outlook and Outlook goes to your mailbox, Outlook retrieves all your emails in your mailbox and actually removes them from your mailbox. So if you ever want to use your webmail to access your email from anywhere in the world, you will see that you will not have, either you will have just very few emails from the last day or so, or from the last time you accessed your email with Outlook, or you might not have anything because Outlook sucked them into your computer. So by leaving a check mark where it says leave a copy of messages on the server, Outlook will bring those emails into your mailbox, into your inbox, but the mailbox in GoDaddy will still keep all those messages for you to access from anywhere. The other thing I'd like to do is put a check mark where it says remove from server when deleted from deleted items. What this means is that in Outlook, when you delete emails, they go to the deleted items folder. Once you empty your deleted items folder, by putting a check mark here, Outlook will go to your mailbox in GoDaddy and remove those emails from the deleted items in GoDaddy, which is good because you don't want them there for nothing. Once you have all those settings set up, you click on OK, and we're going to briefly check the account settings. I'm going to click on Test Account Settings, and Outlook will go and test sending and receiving emails. And once you see completed, it means that your account is correctly set up, your credentials are proper. You click Close, and once you click on Next, congratulations, you have successfully entered all the information required to set up your account. To close your wizard, click on Finish, and once you click on Finish, you'll see that Outlook starts creating your folders, and it will start sending and receiving emails, in this case receiving emails to your mailbox. It may take a while depending on the amount of emails that you have on your mailbox. That pretty much does it for this edition. If you have any questions, please feel free to email us, and we'll be happy to answer any questions. Until next time, this is Hernan Barsky from NetPC. Thank you. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. For any questions, please contact us at the information you see on the screen. Thank you, and hope to see you next time.